Dave here, how are you? And welcome to What's in Arthur's Toolbox number 30. Tonight I'm going to talk about one of Arthur's moulding planes. Some people call them shaping planes as well, but I guess either name is correct. Now this particular one is a common ovalo. It makes a little kind of a flat, then a quarter of a circle, then another little flat off to the corner. And it's a pretty common bead or mould that you would see around the place. Now this particular one, is Arthur's dad's. This was John Johnson's, and it's got his stamp in the end here. And one of the peculiar things about these guys is that they've got what's called a spring line. So these are often referred to as a spring plane. Now there is a line that comes up directly above the fence. This piece of timber here is known as the fence. This here is the depth stop. The part in the middle is the actual shape or the profile of the mould. So they're a lovely plane. I'm guessing this one is made out of beech, and it has a blade that has been formed from an old plane blade. It's been cut right down the center, and it's I Sorby. Now I don't know if it's I Sorby and Son because that part of the blade is missing, but I know that it's an I Sorby. The wedge is a different type of timber to the body, and at the bottom here, and I'll just take the wedge and a blade out, there is a small section, and I'll show you a photo of this, and this is a piece of brass. Now I think that piece of brass, which is shaped in the same fashion as the common ovalo, in the same shape as the blade is, and it looks to me to be a wear plate. Now that's to stop the blade, the body of the plane basically wearing away. So that's a point that gives it a hard point of reference just in front of the blade. And it's been screwed in there with a couple of tiny screws. And again, I think this is possibly a homemade plane. And sometimes also they would put a harder piece of timber in to reinforce the sole to stop them wearing up, because apparently it was a common thing that they wore out. You might say to me, Dave, well, why is it got this spring line where the plane is held over on an angle? Because as you can see here, when I'm actually using the plane, that I've got the plane tipped over on the side and it's pushed up against that fence, and I'm planing down until I'm going to actually hit the depth stop. Now that's because rather than just travel at straight or straight up and down, perpendicular, I may end up not getting the profile cut correctly. Now the other thing is, if I didn't work it the way it's meant to, and that is to work from the fence and push in hard and keep working down at that spring line, at that spring angle, I would end up gouging out too much, and it's not going to cut the cut correctly. They've put a lot of thought into it, and it works. That's all I have to worry about. Now look at these shadings that came off it. That's amazing. This plane is more than 100 years old, and I haven't touched it as far as sharpening it, and I have no idea how they sharpen these things. Like that is, I'll throw a picture of this blade up, and you'll see there's some round dents in the back there. I guess there's some kind of a semicircular, like a steel almost, that they'd run in there to sharpen it up. Maybe someone can throw in a suggestion for me. So that's it. That's the plane. I've got a fair few more moulding planes that we might talk about later on. If you guys can help me out with some terms and things like that that used to be used for these guys, that'd be great. Thanks for watching. If you like what's happening, give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you think it's interesting enough, and keep on coming back. More information in the description box down below. See you next time. Bye.